once again, Gentleman Jim, with part 2 of narrowing the shoulder. We've taken the lining apart, we've taken the sleeve cap off, and this is the area we're going to restitch the sleeve on and cut away. So, going through the blade, as I said we were going to do, that's this area here. We're going to stitch all of that down. So we're going to take and turn the jacket inside out. So where we're working on the inside of the jacket. Now, on some better coats, they put this little tape here. I free the tape up because when I free the tape up here, it lets the armhole expand a little. So all I do is just cut it out. And this way it allows the armhole to expand. Why? Well, the why is because once I take this in, the sleeve is physically whole. The hole is bigger because I'm taking this in. By just relaxing that, it allows this to stretch a little. Sometimes they put it all the way up in here too. But before I start taking it in, I'm going to take that much off the cap, right there. So what I need to do is, I need to re-tack the edge about here, so that lines up with here. The reason is because when I cut this away, this will come open. So the first thing I'm going to do is, this is the shoulder that I'm working on. I'm going to, first and foremost, I'm going to change my thread and put a color in that's a little closer to what I'm sewing. Now a lot of times when you do alterations on a coat, the color doesn't have to match. It just needs to be close. Because in all inside sewing, we're really working on the inside of the coat. A lot of people get hung up because they feel that they need to have the exact same color. Well, you really don't. It just needs to be close. Because if your machine works right and your stitch is good, it doesn't matter if it's not the exact color. The exact color only is important when you have to top stitch it or stitch shows. But on the inside of a coat, a lot of times people will stop their process to try and find the exact color. It's not necessary. We in the industry use whatever color we have that's close. And by close, I mean just has to be close. Now we're going to change this up real quick. Now as you notice, I've used a gray, not the exact same gray, on my top stitch. My bottom stitch is kind of a brownish tan. A lot of people say, oh, but they need to match. They don't. Trust me, they don't. Because you never see that stitch. So now the first thing we're going to do, remember, this is the shoulder seam that we're working with. So, the shoulder seam, we're just going to tack it because we're going to end up cutting this away. So all we're really going to do is just tack it a little so that it doesn't split past. Once you put the sleeve back in, you don't want to have a little hole up there where it opens up. So all we're going to do is run it past, come down to about here, back tack it. That'll hold that in place. As you see, the color isn't the same, That's the top stitch, and that's not quite the same, but doesn't matter because you won't see it. Now we're going to take, this is considered side and blades. This is the blade area right here. This is the side. So what we're going to do is, because we're taking the coat in, and we're taking it in about 1.5 inches on each side. So what we're doing is we're stitching it, and this has side bits on it. What we're doing is we're stitching it out 3/4 of an inch. Now, when you start, you guys get in the habit of marking your coat. As you go further into sewing, your eye will tell you where 3/4 of an inch is. And I'm pulling the coat around so that I don't get any rollovers where it rolls over like that. Okay. And I'm going to stitch it up 3/4 of an inch. Now under the blade, this is what we opened up here. I'm not going to take a full 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to take more like a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to graduate it in. Now see, I've already made a mark there. Now this is how we reattach the sleeve back onto the coat. Back onto the coat. Now, this is what I was showing one of my students the other day. How I can attach it from the sleeve side and work that fullness in all in one shot. Now this is pressed, this lays down, and I'm going to set my needle down into the old stitch line about 1 inch rather than the back tack and just run over it. I'm going to take the cap, and that's why I put that mark there indicating where the center of it was, and I'm going to lay it onto the coat. Okay, matching the seam of the shoulder and the mark. Put it on there a little darker so you guys can see it. Okay. So I'm going to lay that onto the jacket. A little pin there. One of the few times I will use a pin. Now, I'm not going to pin this around, because what happens is I've got fullness on the sleeves. If I just laid this down, and I attached it where I want to put it, see that extra fullness? That would be there. Now I'm going to show you how you can work it in. Now, it's just a matter of using your fingers and making sure you get this down flat. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start my stitch, and I'm going to start to use my fingers to push the sleeve up. And that's taking, now remember I had about 1.5 inches worth of fullness. When I get to the top, that'll see, all I'm doing is taking this, sliding a little up, catching it down with my fingers. That's where I'm going. And I'm pushing. This is the sleeve I'm pushing. pushing the fullness out so that when I get up top, my fullness would have disappeared. Moving all the dead threads out the way. Okay. Now, see there? All my fullness is gone. Bring that around the top of the cap. And continue to work my fullness out. Hope you guys can see this. And now I'm running it right back in to the seam that I opened. Okay, now what I do before I secure anything, I go back and I take a look and see where my line is. Right? Now that's where I came into the shoulder. That's the part I took off the shoulder. Okay? And then this is the part that I worked to pull this in and put up. So you can see where I put it back. Now what I've done is, now here is where I took it out in the blade area. You can see my stitch right there. Runs right back into where I started. I'll put a line on that so you can see what I did. If you can't see what I did, I just wasted my time. Right? Now you see where that's back in there? And that has taken the shape of the fullness that I wanted to take out. Now, after that, it's just a matter of putting all this back in and closing it up. That you'll see in the next segment. I want to thank you very much once again. Brother from home, high school education. I always say that is because I want people to understand that I learned this whole tailoring industry at the high school fashion industry in New York City, back in before a lot of y'all were born. But I do thank you once again. Stay tuned.